Hey guys, so welcome back to yet another video. In this video, we'll be trying to solve the problem longest subarray with sum divisible by k. This is the problem of the day of 10 Jan on Geeks for Geeks. Okay, given an array R containing n integers and a positive integer k. So here you have n is equal to 6 and k is equal to 3. And over here, if you see the longest subarray is 7614, right? Because they add up to 18, which is divisible by 3, right? So now let's see as to how we can solve it. All right. So I'll be taking an example array and explaining with that. All right. So I'll have my array over here. Say for example, my array is something like this. All right. Say for example, I have 1, 5, 1, 2, 5, 2, 1. Okay. And say for example, my k is equal to 4. So you're basically supposed to find the longest subarray within this array that is divisible by 4. Okay. So the first thing you have to do is to find the sum. By sum, I mean I need you to find the prefix sum of every element. So in the starting, the sum will be 0. Okay. Then over here you have 1. The sum will be 1. Then your sum will be 6 because 1 plus 5 is 6. Right. Then your next sum will be 7. So the main aim here is to find the prefix sum of each element. Okay, so here will be 7. Then in the main array you have 2. So sum up till there will be 9. Then you have 5, 14. Then you will have 16. Then you will have 17. Okay. Now what you have to do is that you have to find the remainders for all of these sums. Okay. You have to find the remainders for all of these sums. So for 0, of course, in the starting, it will be 0 itself. For 1, you divide 1 by 4 and what will you get? I mean 4 by 1, right? You'll get the answer as 1 itself, right? Because that is the remainder. If you do 4 divided by 1, you'll get the answer as 1. Okay. Now for 6, what will you get? Your remainder will be 2. For 7, your remainder will be 3. For 9, your remainder will be 1 again. Okay. Now here, we'll get a remainder 1, right? So for you to get an idea about this, we'll be storing the remainders in a hash map with the sum. Okay, so we'll be having a map and we'll be storing the remainder with the sum. So like for example, 0 colon 0, 1 colon 1, then 6 colon 2 and so on. All right. So here we got 1, but we already have 1 existing in the hash map, right? So if you think about it, the elements from here to here will be divisible by 4. So here the 1 occurs over here, right? All the elements after this up till the latest one that occurred will be divisible by 4. So if you think about it, 5 plus 1 plus 2 is 8. And 8 is divisible by 4, right? So what is the length of the subarray we found? All right. The length we'll just add. Okay, so we'll have a variable called answer. The answer will be holding our length of the maximum subarray in the beginning. As usual, answer will be 0. Here the length of this subarray is 3, right? So we'll update that to answer. Now we'll move on with the remainders. Okay, 14. You divide 14 with 4. What will your remainder be? Your remainder is 2. Again, 2 is already existent here. And mind you one thing, here when we get the remainder as 1, we will not update this in our hash map, okay? We will keep the beginning 1 itself. Why? Because we're looking for the longest subarray, all right? We want the shortest one, we want the longest subarray, all right? So we'll keep this 1 itself in the hash map. Okay, so as I said, we'll reach 2 here. Now this 2 is also there. So according to our logic, let's remove this. All the elements from here up till here will be divisible by 4. Again, it is 8, right? Now, the length of this subarray isn't bigger than answer, right? So we'll just leave it as it is. And we'll move on. Okay, now we'll move on. 16, right? Yes, it is divisible, right? 16 by 4 is 0. Here you'll get a 0. Now you see in the beginning itself, we added 1 0, right? So what does it mean? This entire subarray up till the second last element is divisible by 4. Come from the beginning up till 2. Because 1 plus 5, 6 plus 1, 7, 8, 9, 14, 15, 16. Right, this entire subarray is divisible by 4. Right, so the answer is 4, right? So because 4 fours are 16. Now the length of the subarray is what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now 6 is bigger than our last value of answer, right? So we'll add 6. We'll cut this, we'll add 6. Now 17 by 4 is what? It's 1. As I said, we won't take this one. We'll only take the starting occurrence of 1. Again, this entire subarray will be divisible by 4, right? 5 plus 1, 6. 9, 14. Wait a minute. 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, 8. 13, 14, 15, 16. Again, it's 4, right? So 4 into 4 is 16. Now the length of this subarray is what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's the exact same length as our answer, so we need not update it, right? So basically, our answer will be 6 because the longest subarray has a length of 6 which can be divisible by 4. Now that subarray can either be this subarray which we marked here, or it can be this subarray, right? Anyways, the longest subarray has a length of 4 and it just asks for that. Alright, so now let's see as to how we can solve this program. Okay, so let's start. We'll have a variable called sum, alright, which will be used to hold a sum, which will be equal to 0, of course. Then we'll have a variable called answer, which will also be equal to 0, and we'll have a variable called do we need this really? Oh no, let's just leave it for now. Alright, we'll just keep the variables up to answer. Okay, now what should we do? We should make an unordered map, right? Unordered map int. We can call this map whatever we want. I'll just be calling it MP. Alright, now for int I equal to 0, I less than n, and I plus plus. What should we do? First things we have to find the sum, right? So I'll just do sum plus equal to array of I. Alright, now after this we should find the remainder. So I'll just do int r is equal to sum mod k. Alright, here we found the remainder. Now if remainder is less than 0, what we can do is that we can just add it to our k. Alright, now if remainder is equal to 0, like you remember the starting case, I said like even before we start calculating the sum and the remainders, we will keep the default value sum and remainders as 0. So if we again find the remainder as 0, what should we do? We know that the element after that up till the index in which we found it as 0 will be our one possible subarray, right? So we can just say it as answer is equal to max of answer and I plus 1. Like this is done basically just to find the length, right? Else if remainder is not equal to 0, we have to look for it in the map, right? So we'll just do mp.find r not equal to mp.end. So basically if we did not find it inside of our map, then what we can do is that we can just set answer equal to max of answer and I minus mp of r. All right, now that's basically it. Now we have to just return our answer. Okay, so before we submit, we forgot a semicolon over here. And one more thing, here we are just checking if it's in the map, right? So if it is in the map, of course, you find the length using that value. If it is not in the map, you add to the map, right? So mpfr equal to, okay, mpfr is equal to I. All right. Now let's run and see. I've forgotten semicolon over here. Let's run again. Okay, there you go, it works. Let's submit. So there you go. That's how you solve this problem. If you have any doubts, do leave them in the comment section down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And that's it for this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.